Hi, I'm Roger Beebe.
Such rapid growth can lead to a lot of social isolation.
Started in 2006. I was on tour, and I always take 2 projectors for tour so I can have one thing ready while the next thing is playing. And I thought, well, what would happen if I ran 2 things at the same time? And I tried it. I had a positive and negative version of one of my film prints. And it blew me away. It was a film that I made for $23. And then suddenly for $46, I had CinemaScope. And so then when I got back from that tour, and that was again 2000, it was a film I made in 2006, but that happened in 2007. And when I got back, I knew that they're all new rhythms, all new compositional possibilities. I could do all sorts of weird things with the frame that you couldn't do in a single channel. So since then, that's been all I've been doing. I mean, I think one of the things that challenges audiences is they ask, where should I look? You know, when you've got 8 different things, the challenge is see them all at the same time, I guess is the challenge, you know. You have to learn sort of how to see everything. And I do think there are times when people kind of focus on one image or one part of the image, and that's okay too, but I do want them to sort of have in their head that the challenge is to see the entire thing. But in terms of content, a lot of the films are interested in postmodern city space and the way that the cities have been transformed, suburban sprawl, you know, the commercialization of the landscape, and sometimes the commercialization of language too. And so I mean, there's a kind of, I think, coherent thematic trajectory in addition to the kind of technological trajectory. So, and yeah, and the entire thing, you know, the entire performance is about an hour and a half, and by the end I'm completely sweaty. I've been running around switching projectors, and yeah. Yeah, so we founded the festival in 2004 just because there was such a gap in the region. We feel, down in Florida, we feel so geographically isolated from New York or Chicago or San Francisco. You know, that to go to the festivals where we're interested in the work really requires getting on an airplane. And you know, we felt like the people of our region too, you know, when we had brought stuff before that, people were really enthusiastic and really appreciative. So it's just a chance to make something like that happen on a regular basis. And so, you know, we set it up as an annual festival, but we also do year-round programming. And so, yeah, we're 9 years later. We're still going, and you know, it's grown enormously each time we do it. So this last year, the first year we had, I think, 125 entries. This year we had over 800, and from 55 different countries. So it's really gotten both more international and just bigger. You know, I learned to make films sort of on my own, and I think, you know, so when I was first making films, I hadn't seen every experimental film that was ever made. I'd seen very few, and so I was drawing on some things that were, I guess, more experimental, but so like Godard, you know. But then I was drawing on other things like, you know, I don't know, music that I liked, or you know, and so it was. I do think that all of that stuff, or experimental fiction, you know, so all of that stuff in my early days of filmmaking. You know, it's more influential in some ways than the tradition that I now feel like I'm a part of, which is the experimental film tradition. So I'm Roger Beebe. I am the director and artistic director and founder of FlexFest, and you're watching WARPTv.